Don't say anything on YouTube.
We've done a mad thing. We've done another mad thing. We bought another caravan. How long have we had this one?
Less than 12 months.
Less than 12 months. You'll see it coming up in a video. No doubt this video. And we set our hearts on it as soon as we saw it. We're still having a long drive to get it, so I guess we did nothing about doing the long drive before, but we've done it because of price, and we're happy with that. We've made our peace with that, haven't we? And we're happy with of where we're buying it from as well.
All we've done so far is put a deposit down on it. We're yet to see it. We're just travelling to the yard now to empty our current van, and then tomorrow morning we're leaving home early and driving
5 hours
to Salisbury down south, where we're going to have a look at it. And if the dealer gives me the price that they've quoted for our van, and as long as we're happy with the condition of the new van, we'll pay the monies over tomorrow. So
it's going to be bye bye Ruby, and I've already come up with a name for the new one. It's going to be Ruby Tuesday, because tomorrow is Tuesday. Yes, we are. Don't listen to him.
Anyway, stick around to watch what it is, to find out what it is we've gone for, and probably by the time you watch this video, we'll give you a tour of the new van as well. So say a prayer for us and keep your fingers crossed.
Exciting. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's making me bloody poorer, that's for sure.
Well,
Dad, if you're watching this is nothing to do with me, this is all her fault.
No, it isn't. Anyway, as they say, you can't take it with you.
True. Very true.
Good morning. It is the following day. We are in the car on our 5-hour journey down to Webb's Caravans. 270 miles, was it, Pete? 270 miles. Looking forward to our appointment. We haven't done anything too bad just yet. The problem is, usually we kind of talk each other off a ledge. It's one of us who's mad at a time usually, but when the two of us are mad at the same time,
shit goes down.
Yeah, shit gets real. And yeah, it can be costly. We'll see. On our way.
Where to start?
Okay.
We're not gonna. We've done it.
To start.
We've done the deed.
To start, we were a bit bored on a Sunday.
So we've just spent 45 minutes in the showroom at Webb Brothers Caravan. Webb Caravans in Salisbury. And we've completed what we need to do, and we've made the purchase. We've leveled up. We've upgraded. The old caravan has gone. We can tell them that it's a caravan purchase, but we just won't tell them what it is. We're not going to tell you what it is yet.
Ruby. So Ruby has gone, and this one is going to be christened Ruby Tuesday because it's Tuesday.
But we'll do the big reveal. The next clip after this, hopefully that you'll see, will be when we
after the opening credits.
When we first get out in it, when we've pitched up, when we're able to present it sort of on site, and we'll do the big reveal. We'll do the tour around the new van then. Yes.
Well, what's this stuff here for then?
It's just to say that we've done the deed.
And where's that going?
In the video. In the video that they're watching now.
In the one that you're just telling them that they're going to watch in a minute, probably after the opening credits.
No.
I'm confused.
That's why.
Peter's wheel.
That's why there's only one director. There's only one film director and a producer in this outfit, and it's.
No, it's.
Yeah. But where am I going now?
To the right.
Okay, as you will have guessed from what you've just seen on screen, this is our new caravan, and it's the Bailey Alicanto Grande Lisbon. It's a significant upgrade, we feel, from what we had previously, the Phoenix 644 Plus, or the Plus 644. I always get that wrong. But this is the first trip that we've had away in it, and I'm going to give you a few facts and figures about the exterior. First of all, I'm going to show you around the exterior, and Vicky, who's currently my camera operator, is going to do the tour inside. This van is 6.38 meters long. It's 2.45 meters wide, and it's 2.6 meters in height. One of the things that Vicky and I like about this caravan are the graphics, or, to use another term, decals. Okay. They look nicer. Even though it's the same year as our last van, 2023, they look a bit flashier, we think. They look nicer. It's a nice sort of swooping, flowing design. I like that. At the front here is your outside barbecue point. Storage locker here. Now in this van there are sort of plastic moulded tool tray inserts, which we didn't have in the other van. I quite like that. But these locker sizes are quite spacious. Here we have the motor mover key, and underneath we've got the TV aerial and an external 240 volt or 230 volt, whichever it is, 3-pin mains plug adapter, which is good. As you can see, it's a single axle van. Moving to the back of the caravan, if I open this storage locker at the rear, and we'll show more of the van inside, runs the complete width of the van underneath the bed, which is in a different layout in this van. We'll show you that once we do the inside. So that's the storage locker. If we come around this side, nothing much to mention really about the back, other than the graphic there, the Bailey Alicanto Grande, or Grande, however you want to pronounce it. On the off side here, you've got the other door to that width through storage locker. Don't trip over that thing there. Because it's a mid washroom, it's a mid van washroom. We've got the cassette here, the flush reservoir there, 2-bottle gas locker there, the water inlet point, and obviously your electric point here. On the roof, which you can't see obviously, we've got solar panel, and the Wi-Fi antenna is up there as well. On this side we've also got an exterior light. I won't call it an awning light because our sun canopy won't go on this side, although I suppose you could put it on this side, couldn't you? We've got an awning light on the other side and one on that side. Now we only had one light on the old van, didn't we? But basically that is the van and we couldn't be happy with it.
So he wants to hear about decals and locker cupboards. You want to know what's inside. Come on. First things first, we've got a bin on the door. Woohoo! And we have a blind on the door. So that's nice. We didn't get that before. I'll start by here. We're able to put the telly on a bracket there, which looks a bit nicer. Family photo. Nice curvy cupboard. I'm going to fill these cupboards, by the way. This is our first trip, as Pete mentioned. So I will definitely be doing something about that. And it's got a little display cabinet thing there that I'm going to find something for as well. Just there. The stable door, just like we had before, which I like. In here we've got the solar panel thing, control panel here, smoke alarm and carbon monoxide thing, and then the living area, which, I mean, I don't know how much wider this is than the last one, but it feels a lot wider, and I absolutely love it. So we've got the usual bench seats. This time we've got a nice curve to it, headrests, really lovely. This is a bigger window than the last one, I think, and blinds that can be a little bit fiddly to pull out, but oh, and the weird thing is they don't have fly screens on them, so I don't know what Bailey was thinking there. The curtains are a bit weird, but I'm getting used to them. I kind of like them. We've got the usual fly screens and blinds that you pull up. The other ones are on a roller, so this is better because you can just sort of put them exactly where you want and just push down. But these are a bit weird. But we had a tip from the caravan dealers: don't ever leave your blinds up when you're in storage. Just pull these curtains across, which is what we'll do. But I think that they're Bailey's way of being a bit arty-farty, if you ask me. I would rather some that, you know, tie back, but, you know, loads of storage space. Nice big one here. This is probably Pete's cupboard, as you can tell. TV aerial there. All the gubbins for that. Radio in there. Over here, what did I put in here? Nothing. And we have, this one has Wi-Fi. It comes with Wi-Fi anyway, the Lisbon, which is good, but we asked them to switch over because we had a better Wi-Fi thing on the other one. Speakers here, spotlights, lots of lights. Oh, come over here though, come with this, because I love this. Now I know it's gimmicky, but it has ambient lighting. And Vicky still doesn't, oh my God, Vicky still doesn't know how to turn the chupping thing on. There you go. You can increase the brightness on it. It looks a bit like red light district. And you just choose your colour. It's got a colour wheel. I think you can have it flashing. You can have your own sort of techno disco thing going on here if you want to. Anyway, I know it's not going to be out to everybody's liking, but I really like it. And to eagle-eye viewers, you may remember Pete and I walking around Sal at Pleasure and walking into a caravan that we immediately fell in love with. Well, it was this one. And that was it. And as much as we loved Ruby, our old Phoenix, it wasn't practical for us because it had the transverse bed, but you didn't have enough room to get around it. There was the end bathroom, nice enough bathroom, but I would have to climb over Pete, or Pete would have to climb over me every time we needed to lose the night, which was not good. So we weren't getting as much sleep as we should. And also, it meant that you couldn't really have anybody stay with. So you can make, it's a 4-berth caravan as well, just like the other one, and you could make a bed up over this end. But I couldn't very well ask my sister, for example, when we were in Norfolk to stay, because if she needed to live in the night, she'd be climbing over me and Pete. So, and the grandkids, I wouldn't want to be climbing over me and Pete. So we realised that as much as we loved Ruby and as much of a, great caravan that she was, we needed to have something with an end bedroom and a mid washroom that would fit that for us, and that is what we've done. So moving on. Kitchen. It's an L-shaped kitchen, which I like. I like the graphics there. This has Alder central heating, so that's a bit more fancy. Oh my god, and it gets so toasty. The other one blew out the hot air, so it would sound like you had a hairdryer on if you were really trying to get some heat in there, but it didn't really heat up very quick either. It didn't really feel toasty or stay warm, and yet this one does. Microwave, same as before. The one that it doesn't have a turntable, which is good because I would definitely forget to take the thing out. Storage cupboards there, plenty of storage. I now have a cutlery drawer that doesn't fall off when I open it, so that's nice, and they're soft closing. This is another drawer here for all my utensils, which I'm going to get excuse me, I'm going to get something in there, I think, to put all them. And this one is not a drawer, it's a cupboard that has a bit of a recess into the floor, so I'm able to put some of my bits and bobs there. And in this one here, even more storage. We have, oh, the light's still on, plenty of storage. This is, unlike the other one, a dual fuel caravan. So we have a dual fuel hob. That's it. So we've got that, although I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. I think I'd be happy enough with the four things. Move them back that, because I'm going to show you this. In the other one we had like a little it was supposed to be a drain, wasn't it? We had a drain that would fit on top of the sink. This one we don't have that. We have this thing here that on the other side has a chopping board. I don't think I'm likely to use it a chopping board, but it has that. And it has a little bit of a drainer board here, look. So I think that's going to be quite good for us. And I'm going to get one of those collapse washing up balls, I think, to fit in there. Because my other one, if it goes in there, it's sticking up about this much. And when we're driving, that's going to be all over the shop. So that's that. I love the kitchen area. And I love those graphics there. Oh, we have really lovely bigger hecky light here. And the thing that I like with the other caravan is it felt spacious and sort of open plan and lots of light. I think I've got a thing about getting lots of light in. This, because of this big hecky light, you do get light coming from here, but you didn't have one of these before, an extractor fan. So yeah, we got the extractor thing there, which we didn't have before. So we got lots of light coming in, which is fab. Another big cupboard here. I'll probably put storage stuff in there, food in there, I think. And down here, not my kind of cupboard really, but essential nevertheless. Oh, another thing, just a small things make a difference. But here, we didn't ever have any. I was always putting the tea towels over the cooker thing, but we actually have somewhere to put our tea towels now. We have a lovely big fridge. There is nothing but milk in it. And my cold drink bottle, and this is the ice box. So, and obviously has a nice click to it, and it opens both ways, just like that. Fan goes both ways. It has a wine rack here. Pete and I don't drink, so for us currently it's somewhere that we put the fire extinguisher. A nice bottle of red. Anyway, I have, oh, and underneath here, I forgot to mention that, a cupboard for pans, which is bigger than the other one as well. I have seen something on Facebook where someone has taken this off, this sort of fascia thing off, and bought something from, I think it was IKEA, the mechanism for a sliding out cupboard that they're able to pull out, and they made a nice sort of front for it, and a handle, but a nice sort of cupboard front for it that complemented the rest of the kitchen, and so it meant you could pull it out and you'd have, I don't know, tins, or you could have your herbs and your spices and stuff like that. But that would be much better for me than just somewhere to put my Lucozade or fire extinguisher. Anyway, come this way. But this means that if somebody is sleeping over there and somebody is sleeping over there, there is a door to shut here and one to shut here. So if anybody needs a loo in the night, they can go in peace. Come through and you can see the loo in the shower. So this is our mid-washroom. Toilet here, sink, some storage. There's storage behind this mirror for bits and bobs. Some for your toothbrushes. A window with a blind. Loo, and guess what? There is no poo in that loo. I don't just mean currently, I mean when we bought it, there were no hidden surprises, there were no extras. Which, those of you will know that in our first caravan, somebody left us a nice turd to find. But this was on our old caravan, and I brought it back. I took it off the other one and I brought it to this one, so it's something to remember Ruby by. Also the shower, nice big shower, bigger than the last one. Mirror, looks a bit snazzier. It's got this thing here, towels I guess, which we didn't have before. Folding door, which we've not even tried to do yet. So like that. How many people can we fit in this shower? Those of you who watch Walk with Tim will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, somewhere I can put toiletries, somewhere I can put my feet to give them a wash. Good, functional, nice looking shower. And oh, we have, I didn't show you earlier. Oh, you'd hear that in the middle of the night, wouldn't you? But we have a sliding door here. We need to have a look at this to see if we can get it so it's not making a hell of a noise. Anyway, so you can have this space shut off from both some people sleeping here and people sleeping there. So that's a good thing. Now I'll talk to you a bit about the bedroom. It's a room and it's got a bed. But this is a king size bed. So that's good. And it's the usual thing. I won't do it now because it's going to mess up all my pillows. But this is day mode. You pull it out to night mode. It still has enough room where you can walk around it, which is brilliant. And that's it's very comfortable. We had a good night's sleep last night. Oh, we slept it on our drive last night. Over here, there is a mirror and storage. Over there is the same storage, but instead of the mirror, there is a place where you can put a TV. There is light switches here, sockets so you can put your hairdryer, do your hair here, and over there is socket and somewhere you can put your plug in your TV and TV bracket there, also more storage. And there are two radiators, I guess you'd call them, one over here and one over here, and as you can see there are windows on both sides of the bedroom with these daft curtains, these arty-farty curtains, but I am getting used to them. They're all right. The wardrobes are cut a bit funny, and I think that is what makes it so that you can get a king size bed in it. And I didn't believe it was going to be a king size bed, if I'm honest. Oh, it really is a king size bed. I didn't think it would be. I tried to put a double sheet on it and it would not fit. Elephant and Nat's backside is what came to mind. So I had to get a king size sheet, which fits fine. I haven't bothered spending daft money on the proper fitted ones you can get from Prima Leisure or whatever. It's Dunelm Mill for me and they fit just fine. We have speakers underneath the headboard. Nice padded comfy headboard. We have the spotlights and you can plug in on both sides this time your chargers, which you can see I did last night. And I forgot to mention that if you come this way for 2 ticks and I go all the way over there, we have the same spotlights and you can plug in. So wardrobes either side, cut in a funny shape to make room for the bed. On this side, I have stuck a load of junk in it, as you can see, but it has the Alder heating thing there, and you can have like a little cubby hole there to put stuff if you want to, or reach for stuff. But these I like. Somewhere to dump your crap. Storage. Somewhere, another bit of storage. And also plenty of space to put your brew in the morning or last thing at night, or in the night time when you're watching TV that you haven't actually got yet. We've got one TV, a cheap one from Amazon, and we just move it along. Really, we should step this up and get a tally in each room.
Welcome to the following morning. That was the tour of the inside and the outside of the caravan, and Vicky and I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about why we bought the caravan from where we did, our buying experience, what we thought of Webb Brothers, and
they're not Webb Brothers, they spray cars. He means Webb Caravans.
And
no, hang on, Webb's Caravans
in Salisbury, and some mistakes that I made during the whole buying experience. First of all, though, as regular viewers of the channel might have recognised by now, the van that we've bought is the van that we first saw. Was it at Salah Pleasure?
Yeah, and we fell in love with it straight away.
Even though on that day
we went back 3 times to look at it.
We both went into caravans which were £40,000 and £50,000 vans. This is the one that we were most taken with, and we set our sights on and our hearts on. And I think in Salah Pleasure, the one that they had there, was it a 2023 or a 2024?
It was the same. Is this 2023?
And they wanted
30
grand for it. And when I spoke to
32, actually, to start.
And it was in good condition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And when I spoke to the salespeople on the yard there, I mentioned about, we were interested in sort of upgrading one day, and I asked whether they would switch the
Part X,
and whether they would switch my Wi-Fi system, the antenna, the roof antenna, and the router over from the old van, the Phoenix, to the new van.
Oh, and the motor mover.
And the motor mover, because that van in Salah Pleasure didn't have a motor mover, did it? And they said yes, they would, as part of the Part X, but of course there would be a charge for that. And I think it was something like 300 quid per item.
Oh yeah, per item. It was
600. Yeah. So it was around about...
at least 600.
Yeah, at least £600 on top of the price of the van they were going to charge me to swap those 2 items over. So I wasn't put off by that at the time, but we left. We didn't commit to anything. And how did we find out about Salah Pleasure? Webb's in Salisbury. Was it an internet search?
Well, it was me. When you went, by the time you pulled out the car park, I was already searching for somewhere else that had the Alicanto, and I found one. This one. And they were asking £1,500 less than Salah Pleasure, but it also had a motor mover on it, a better motor mover than the one we currently had. It was the auto engage. The
one on this is the Power Touch. Yeah,
the other one
doesn't have the big lever.
Crank with a big bloody.
Or as Mike called it, the Keep Fit lever.
The Keep Fit lever. Yeah. So it was £1,500 cheaper. And it had a better motor mover on it, one that would cost like £350 more, I think, anyway. So
And that was Webb's in Salisbury. It was still 6 hours away from home.
Well, 6 hours on a bad run. I think we got there in 5 hours the first time we went, didn't we?
Whereas Salop Leisure was a lot closer. But you know, we were
a couple of hours to get there.
We were prepared to drive for a better deal
because it worked out thousands of pounds better. It worked out to be a thousands of pounds better deal for us when you took into consideration the price of the caravan, which was in better condition than the one at Salop anyway.
When we looked at the
it looked good, that one in Salop
the
Leisure,
Webb's,
but this one was cleaner, fresher. It didn't have anything.
The Webb's video that they had available to watch for this van on their YouTube channel or whatever.
There's dogs having a bit of a to-do outside.
Yeah, a bit of a dog standoff outside. It's all under control though, no need to panic. It looked immaculate, the van looked immaculate.
Yeah, so I'll say.
Vicky's done a pizza.
Yeah, I did pizza. I waved my hands whilst talking and it turned the camera off. So we're back again and I'm trying to keep them on my lap. So for the sake of thousands of pounds, we figured 2 or 3 hours extra drive to get this van was absolutely worth it, because it wasn't just that the van was a better price, or that it had a better motor mover on it, or that we didn't have to pay at least £600 to have everything transferred. They also gave us a better part exchange price. So it was a no-brainer really. It just made sense.
So we entered into negotiations with the sales staff at Webb's. Shout out in particular to Alex, senior salesman there, who we couldn't really fault really.
No, he's brilliant.
The buying process at Webb's was what I would describe as a pain-free process. And they were quite happy as part of the Part X to transfer my Wi-Fi system over from the old van to the new, gratis, free of charge, no monies involved, which only added to the attractiveness of the deal really. So we put a deposit down on it, and then there was a 2-week process, or a 2-week delay rather, where we had to wait. They got the van ready, they serviced it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, when we went down to look at it, we took ours with us anyway. We knew we were going to part X it. The nervous bit for us was that they'd look at it and think, "Oh no, we're not giving you that," because salesmen can be like that, can't they? Sometimes. None of that in Webb's. They stuck to what they'd offered over the phone. Yeah,
they didn't try and do me down.
No, they'd ask questions obviously when you were doing the. Trying to get a price for Part X.
Yeah.
And we told, and it was, it was an immaculate caravan.
And we picked up this van. What was it? How many days ago?
Well, so we'd left Ruby there, and the reason there was the 2-week delay was because they needed to have chance to do the work that we asked for, which was moving stuff over.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi thing over, and also they were going to service and valet this one here, which they did. And it said, we had a little note on it to say it was, when we picked it up, that it was serviced by Leanne. And I tell you what, she did a cracking job. It smelled absolutely clean and fresh inside. Immaculate inside and out, which wasn't our experience when we were at Swindon, which was going back to the turd video. If you watch our very first caravan, we bought a caravan video.
On the subject,
so they were brilliant.
On the subject of the turd video, we didn't make the mistake this time of inheriting somebody else's cassette. We swapped our brand new cassette out of the old van, which we knew was ours, and whatever was in there was ours, and we put that in this van. So we took the original one from this one out, put it in our old van, and had our
no unexpected
welcome gifts.
Deposits.
No unexpected welcome gifts.
Yeah. So that's what we did. Absolutely.
Okay, so onto the subject now of mistakes. So this is the second van that we've bought, and we were a bit more clued up with the purchase of the second van, because obviously we've been through it once. We knew that we needed to be a bit more thorough. We needed we knew what type of things that we needed to check. But I still made some mistakes, and I think, you know, that's inevitable. You know, we're not robots. There are some things that you will overlook. So there were two mistakes in particular, looking back, that I made as part of the purchase of this van, which I'll list them for you now, obviously, so you can learn from the mistakes that I made. I've learned plenty of stuff from watching the experience of other people on YouTube. So, you know, tips that you pick up, you know, can be invaluable in your caravanning experience. Number one was I never took a damp meter with me when we examined the van before we parted with our hard-earned cash. And what compounds that issue is...
You hadn't parted with all of it at that point, though. It was just a deposit, wasn't it?
We actually own a damp meter. We've got one at home, and it just didn't even go on my radar. Never even thought about it. Mistake number two that I made was my fault, but not entirely my fault. And I'm going to entitle this Due Diligence. Yes, as part of the buying process, we asked a lot of questions, and when we first saw the description of this van on their website, it said it came with a full service history, didn't it? Mm-hmm. You know, it's only had one previous owner. It was serviced in 2024. The company Web Brothers have just serviced it for us now, so it's had a 2025 service. But nowhere on the website, and I didn't pick up on this, did it say that they were selling it with the remainder of the Bailey manufacturer's warranty intact, and I hadn't realised that. They didn't. I'm sure it wasn't advertised on the website as part of the caravan details, was it?
Yeah, they were honest in saying it came with what it came with.
We didn't pick up, or I didn't pick up when I looked at the van details, that the manufacturer's warranty, the remaining warranty, wasn't advertised. And it was only when we were sitting with Alex, the senior salesman, for the first time, that came up in conversation almost accidentally as a result of a question that Vicky asked, wasn't it? Because you asked him about...
Vicky asked it on purpose.
Oh, did well. Yeah. So how did it happen?
I can't remember exactly, but...
he explained why...
He was talking about the... I don't know. I'd asked about when it was last serviced, and it had lapsed. The other people who had it had let it lapse by too long a period, and so that's how it was.
I'll come back to that in a second.
That's how the Bailey
warranty expired.
No longer applied to this van, but they have given us. They were offering with it, and it was in the advertisements as well. A particular warranty, some sort of gold standard warranty that gives us everything that the Bailey manufacturer's warranty does anyway, and extra stuff like it includes things like European travel cover for stuff like that
for 2 years.
For 2 years, so it almost makes up for. It's very close to the Bailey service warranty anyway, plus extra. So we're not fussed about that at all. So it's still to us.
Just to recap there, the reason that the remainder of the Bailey's manufacturer's warranty expired, according to what Alex told us, was whoever had the van before us, the original owners.
I've just said that.
Yes, I know, but I'm just making sure the point is clear. They didn't get it serviced within a particular time frame. It had elapsed. It was.
I think when they 6 weeks the date, isn't it?
Yeah, when they first had it serviced, having owned it for 12 months or something, they were a little bit late in getting it serviced. It fell outside of a 30-day time limit or something that Bailey says that you've got to have it serviced within. And because of that reason, of course, the original owner then lost the remainder of the Bailey manufacturer's warranty, and that's why it wasn't advertised for sale by Webb's.
I imagine that that affected their Part X price with this van as well.
Yeah, so
selling.
But as Vicky said, we've got, and I think they give
really
this,
good,
yeah,
really good
a 2-year gold standard warranty from the dealer, you know, which placates me so. But the lesson to be learned here is do your due diligence before you put your deposit down.
I think we did.
But we didn't pick up on it soon enough, did we?
I think we did. I think he's nitpicking.
So anyway, that's the tour of the inside and the outside of the caravan. Some thoughts on our buying experience and some mistakes that we've made. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any questions about the van, any aspect of it. Let me know in the comment section below what mistakes you've made when you've bought a second-hand caravan. I'd like to hear those. I'd be interested to hear those, you know, because, you know, I'll benefit from that, from your experience. So if you do that, thank you.
That's the thing about caravanning. It's like a hive mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we all sort of learn from.
We've joined on Facebook a Bailey Alicanto sort of users group, and the amount of information and knowledge on there is fantastic.
I've seen the photos, don't you?
And the people on there are really helpful. You know, I've had some questions recently about the safe fill gas bottle that we've just bought that we're having problems getting bloody gas into. Another story. And the help that group have given quickly has been really impressive. So
very good.
Anyway, if you've got any of those questions that I've mentioned, drop them in the comment section below, and we read every single one and we answer every single one as well.
In other news, it's lashing down here. Yeah. It has been through the night. Actually, it's a bit calmer at the minute. Very wet day. It was fab. Our first proper night on site somewhere in this van.
Yeah.
Listen to the rain just beating down on the van. I absolutely loved that. So we're not going to do a little tour of the site right now. We're going to go out shopping. Pete loves shopping, don't you, Pete? And
yay!
Probably tomorrow morning before we head home, we will do a little walk around the site. From what we've seen of it, it's really well kept, isn't it? We've
come to a site just for a weekend, which is only 20 minutes from where we live down the road here in North Wales. We'll tell you more about that tomorrow, but for the time being, thanks for listening to our drawl, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.
Let's go shopping.